basic. Boy, you the op and your bros hating. All of them fake, I see both faces. Scared of the whip, it's a ghost racing. I knock them down to their cold cases. Marathon run, I'm a slow pace.
Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. Buccaneers taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Few better places in the country weather-wise this time of year than this one right here, Tampa, Florida, at beautiful Raymond James Stadium. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Harrison Butker to kick off for
the final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep, and this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here come the Buccaneers, led by their new quarterback for 2020. Of course, you know the story by now. His 21st season, first in Tampa. It's Tom Brady.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Brady. And his throw here's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now Brady. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
And 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Ronald Jones for the carry for the USC man. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. It's complete to Brown, right side.
Brady's pass complete.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So here are the Chiefs now backed up for their first drive. They'll be led out by the reigning Super Bowl MVP in his 4th year now. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 52 yards. I think you could make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards yards, the loss, 2nd and 12. They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers pointing their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
First down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The numbers for Travis Kelce last week. 8 catches, 127 yards, and a score.
3rd in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong number. That means he's being consistent each and every time out.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. DeMarcus Robinson, the intended target on that one. But now it's 3rd and goal.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Sammy Watkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Gives this one off to Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Thanks to Frank Clark, that play was doomed from the start. What a job defensively. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski, that's caught. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. But the Brady-Gronk connection, certainly something to watch here with the Bucs in 2020. Of Tom Brady's 541 touchdown passes coming into 2020, Gronk's 78 were the most of any receiver. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Shotgun now for Brady. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, Try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play.
Chiefs.
Now it's Mahomes again. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
He gets it to Brown, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And trotting back out onto the field, Travis Kelsey. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now, instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
The first down, Chiefs.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. He'll let this go for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Sammy Watkins with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Patrick Mahomes, he can do everything seemingly, and that time he just reared back and let it fly.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air. Butker now to add the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now Brady again. Caught on the right side by Jones.
Brady's pass.
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on second down. Brady. And an incomplete pass.
Brady's pass.
That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Brady to throw again. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Levante David. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Working from the gun, it's Brady. That is clocked from the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Operating from the gun. Brady to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Chris Godwin, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
So the ref makes a call, no touchdown there, wipe it off the board. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's now 4th down.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Sean Murphy Bunting. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.